All right, welcome to lab number 3 of DP-900, exploring Cosmos DB. So as with many other things in Azure, before we can get started with Cosmos DB, we need to create a Cosmos DB account. All right, so note that we have the option of doing Cosmos DB for MongoDB, basically a Cosmos DB backend with the MongoDB API support. However, this would only be suggested in case you're literally migrating an existing application from MongoDB to be run on Azure. There are also some other APIs available back here. Again, these are mostly available for migration purposes. If we're in greenfield territory, where we have a new application that we're starting to develop, then the kind of native Cosmos DB or Cosmos DB for NoSQL should be preferred. So that's the case that we're looking at. As normal, we have a resource group that we need to choose. We need to give our account a name. Let's call it deepdives-eu. We need to define whether or not we're interested in availability zones as well as the location. Currently, we don't need availability zone support. For capacity mode, we want to use provisioned throughput. You can also have the option of using serverless. Please make sure that you understand the difference from a pricing perspective. There is a generous free tier available here as well, and we don't want to limit the total throughput of the account. As we are not interested in global distribution, we can just hit review and create here. So when we go to our Cosmos DB resource, under Data Explorer, there is Launch Quick Start here. And start that by creating a new database. Okay, so now it's created. Here we have a sample container, and in it we have something called items. Here you can see a list of items, and the first one's content. And the content here is shown as a JSON document. Let's see how to add a new item here. So you can see immediately that the two required keys are here, which is the ID and the category ID. I'm going to replace this with some JSON from the lab instructions. There we go. And then we can save that item. And you can see that it has created the system created attributes to the item itself. We can also query. What is kind of cool here is that we can also query using SQL. So for example, select star from C and then run that query. And it'll give us back the documents. And I can also easily put a where clause in here. Oops. Where contains C dot name helmet. So now only 4 helmets come back. All right, so that's our quick intro into Cosmos DB. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next lab. Till then.